Merhaba arkadaşlar, ben Emre. Vampire kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. En son morga gelmiştik. Morgun içinden bulmamız gerekenleri bulacağız. Kesin burada bir şeylerle karşılaşacağız diye düşünüyorum. Ne oldu? Dışarı mı çıktım? Evet, dışarı çıkmışım. İçeri gir. Vampir. Seviye 5. Vampirim ben. Şaşırmadık. Yaratık çıkmasaydı içim. Ay senin ıstırmana kurban. Isırmana kurban.
Similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Burada da biri var. Tamam, birini bulduk.
This key will surely grant me
Anahtar bulduk. O kadar gelmişken alınabilecek şeylere bakıyorum böyle. Böyle canımızda da olsun. Kendine gel lan. Çakma vampir.
balls of Mars fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective.
Tamam, bir malzememizi daha bulduk.
They do contain iron tartrate and that might prove itself useful.
Diğeri üsttedir diye düşünüyorum. Burada değil miymiş? Hop, kayboldu buradaki. Nereye gitti ki? Bir anda surprise diye çıkmasın da karşıma. Şu kapıyı açabiliriz artık. Aa, bura kalabalık.
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. Not after blood.
Bunda da mermi çıktı. Oraya gitmeyeceğiz. Belli ki zaten şurada. Ay. İçime gireydin. İçinden geçtin lan. Hop. Para. Aç bakalım kapıyı. Neymiş? Ölüm belgesi. Vatandaş soruşturması mevcut yerel soruşturma menüsünde açmak için.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
Açılmış
The
göğüs.
chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps? Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman. A
Akciğere
puncture
bakalım.
over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful. Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
Burada yeni bir silah mı var? Bakayım. Lisbon bıçağıymış.
It's locked, all right.
Şurayı aç. Kendi yansımamı görünce bir tuhaf hissettim. Şuradan çıkacağız. İsimsiz erkek hasta. Kaç kişisiniz la siz? Şöyle öldü mü?
Skulls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger.
Tamam, son şeyimizi de buldum.
Drink blood is so tempting.
Şöyle baktım, envanter. Öyle bir yavaş açıyor ki bir şey fırlayacakmış gibi hissediyorum yani. Tamam, artık burada olmamız için bir sebep yok diyecektim. Sen de köyüne. Bura bir kalabalıkmış ama yapacak bir şey yok. Bütün çakma vampirler ölüm. Yani bana. Sıkıştım ya. Aşağı gitmeme gerek yok. Neyse, orada olmayacağım. Direkt çıkışa gidiyorum. Diyecektim de o parlıyor ama ya. Tamam, biri öldü. Emcükleyeyim seni de. Alayım onu da. Saat. Buradan gelmiştik değil mi? Fazla cephane'niz zulanızda toplanacaktır diye bir şuradan yardırarım. İlk enerjiye basmışım. Hastane. Burada bir yerde. Üst katta mı? Hepinizle sonra konuşurum. Şurada parlıyor. O testeremiz oldu. Konular hakkında makale. Formül.
I cannot enter.
Kapı kilitli. Sadece üretmesi kalmış. Üretemiyorum değil mi? Ne eksik? Sadece yorgunluk tedavisi yapabiliyorum. Bir de anemi tedavisi. Bunlar olabiliyor sadece. Bunlar değil mi? Bakayım. Evet, onuymuş. Kime? Dorothy'ye şeye götüreceğiz. Dorothy neredesin ki Dorothy? Çok tanımadığım insanlar. Bunların hepsini bir ara yoklamam lazım. Dorothy.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Tamam.
Reads me like a book. Never could keep anything from her.
Unutma, vatandaşın kanı büyük XP kazanımı sağlar. Şey nerede? Ana görevimiz. Üst katlarda mı?
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area...
Kan kalitesi 6000 XP. Şuna ben bir götüreceğim bak. Tedavi edince ne olacak?
Town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
Bu bir hediye değil. Kendime tezatım ulan.
I'm a dead man. I was murdered. Now I'm a murderer. Tell me how this is a gift.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Özür dilemeye gerek yok.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Başka bir şey
Do you
konuşabiliyor musun?
need something, Jonathan?
I have
Sorularım
just a
var.
few questions.
Then ask away. I'm at your service, Doctor.
İlk videomu
The man we
soracağım.
pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a Skald, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
Skalların diğerlerinden
Just
farklı.
for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a Skald?
A Skald is easier to eliminate, Jonathan. even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
Skallar nereden geliyor?
How do skulls come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
You
Durum.
mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
Bu gezinmeleri açıkla.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Benden
Yet you
korkuyorsun.
don't fear me. And still, you know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
Hastane
Since
hakkında.
I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health care.
Where do we stand today?
Well, to be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
Since you seem quite the
Şöyle her şeyimizi bir soralım.
what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
Güneş beni
The
öldürür.
sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
Yani emcikle diyor bana.
We'll
Tamam,
see
bu
each
kadar.
other again soon.
Böylece burada bitirelim. Beğenmeyi, yorum atmayı ve abone olmayı unutmayın. Bir sonraki videoda görüşmek üzere. Bay bay.